Now, let me start sharing my screen, and I would not take much on the time. The agenda that we have for today's interaction is, number one, we would like to give you a quick run through of what all things we have lined up for you. Number two, by the end of the session, I have a big announcement for all those who are really keen to harness their leadership skills by the end of it. So wait till the end. Anyways, it is not going to take more than an hour from now. And wait till the end because I have got something very nice surprise which can be beneficial for you. This is going to be an interactive session. It's a quick one, and I anticipate participants to feel free to type in their chat responses. We will have a dedicated Q&A session by the end of today's session. So hold on to it, and we'll see how we can progress on that. I have already started sharing my screen. Let me know when you see this on your screen, please. Now, the program that we call it is Global Leadership Excellence Program. I just quickly wanted to ask you to understand your portfolio. How many of you are already in a leadership role or a position? Please raise your hands. How many of you are already in a leadership role within your organization, some or the other ways? I'm happy that we have got about 3+ responses. In fact, 5 responses so far who are already at our leadership roles. You can please keep your hands down. On the other side, I would like to ask all those other than who are already, an existing leader within the organization, how many of you are aspiring to become a future leaders? Maybe in next year, maybe in few months, maybe in 5 years down the line. Please feel free to raise your hands now. Let me check your aspirations. All right. Can we get higher response now? I've got 4 responses so far. All of you can see that. We need more leader in this industry. So all those who are aspiring to become a leader in some organization, in some or the other way, please feel free to raise your hands. Because this single program will not only eventually help you with global leadership excellence skills, but also in a way help you prepare to be competent enough to become one leader in an organization sooner or later. You can keep your hands down. Thank you very much. Now, my quick question to you is, as a reflection, and you can either type in your responses or feel free to unmute yourself and share your perspective. In short, when it comes to leadership, what is the single thought that comes in your head? Or how do you define leadership based on your understanding? I know different people will have different perception altogether, but I would like to hear some of your responses. When it comes to leadership, what is that thought that comes in your mind? I'm waiting just in case somebody would like to speak. In the meantime, if you would like to share your responses in the chat box, allow me some time to read that for you. All right, what Kshitij is saying, guiding others towards shared goals with integrity and inspiration. Absolutely right, Kshitij. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective. Anybody else who would like to share his or her perspective about leadership? I would really appreciate if you can just unmute yourself and talk. Otherwise, you can type in your responses. What Siva is saying, setting the vision and direction for the team. Absolutely correct. Thank you very much for sharing. While you may still be thinking about how do you want to define leadership, I know this is going to be a little difficult. The reason why the idea here, we want to set this free webinar for you because we also wanted to give you a feel that how are most of the L&D interventions, especially virtually, are highly engaging and interactive. That means we look for collaborated learning experience rather than just one-sided conversation. I think I just got a response. Let me quickly read that from the chat box. What Amit is saying, quality that one is able to carry and able to harness in each of the team members and inspires to achieve goals. Wonderfully explained, Amit. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective. That is great. I'll wait for a couple of more responses before I take this forward.
Key decision makers.
I think it is Satyajit, you said that key decision makers, someone who makes crucial decisions.
Yes,
And I think what Satyajit is saying is a valid point, because with key decisions comes key responsibilities, and with key responsibility comes key challenges and problems as well. Because just in case, as a leader, if your decisions are wrong, then obviously you will have to face the consequences. So that is why it is all the more crucial when it comes to taking key decisions. Thank you very much for sharing your perspectives, Satyajit. Anything
thank you,
else,
Deepak.
anybody? Yeah. Anything else anybody would like to share with us? All right. So let me proceed further and let me quickly share something very interesting with you. Now, there was a latest study, because I'm also associated with Global Skill Development Council, which means we get an opportunity to work with many diverse organizations around the world. And we design this program and we call it Global Leadership Excellence Program. We are looking at global skills, right? So some of you may be working within India, or you may be working internationally, but the idea here is, this is the time, this is the opportunity for all the leaders to become global leaders, right? So here is a research that we conducted, and this is random. Basis on the information, you probably may not find some of the data that you can see on your screen relevant, but the fact is that about 50% of the employees have cited bad leadership and management as their main reason to leaving a job, right? About 79% of people have or left their job because they don't feel appreciated. And similar to that, 11% of the companies believe that they have strong leadership. Can anybody tell me, what does 11% mean here? When I say 11%, which means 89%, 89% of the organization are also admitting and saying that they do not have strong leadership, which also in a way opens up a great opportunity for all the aspiring leaders to become a professional and a competent leader in some of the other ways. Anybody would like to share any perspective or any quick thought basis on the percentage that I've shared with you? Let me read that for you. I'm sure you can read. 10% of all the businesses leaders have a natural talent for leading, which means 90% of the leaders do not have natural talent. And this is a global study, let me share with you. You may be falling in some of these categories, which may be applicable in your individual criteria. Moving on, about 80% of the companies struggle with finding employees with relevant leadership skills, which means here is the opportunity for all those who have those relevant leadership skills. And as astounding 40% of the leaders will fail in the first 18 months of their jobs, which means, in a way, either they were not competent or they were not experienced enough to face the challenges of the initial leadership job assignments. Any quick thought anybody would like to share, maybe in the chat box, or maybe you would like to unmute yourself and share your perspective on anything that you're seeing on your screen? Would you like to agree? Yes, no, or maybe? And how do you see a potential as an aspiring leader if this study is applicable in your case? I'm waiting for your responses just in case. And it's okay, even if you disagree to what you're seeing. This is not done by me. This is basically, these statistics are basically uh, done by the agencies who are working on global audiences. All right. And some of these, data points may be discouraging, but I look at it in a very positive way, as in a scope of potential leader, as an opportunity for leaders to grow and develop within the organization globally. Anybody would like to say anything before I proceed? Would you like to agree, disagree? Any thought that you would like to share here. All right. So here is one quick task. And for that, I would like to request my colleague Pooja. Pooja, if you can hear us, what we have also designed for you.
Yes, Deepak.
Yeah. So
So,
let me just quickly brief the participants so that they understand, and then Pooja, you can take over. Just to give you a feel of how does it work, and you know that now is the time, now is the opportunity for AI, which is artificial intelligence. What we have done is we have gamified the whole process along with this certification program that we are discussing today. Here is an opportunity, and my colleague Pooja would like to take this forward. And let me see how you experience on it. Pooja, over to you, please.
thank you so much. So, yes, we are going to have a one very interactive Gen AI based gamification session now. So, I request every one of you, I will share one link in a chat box. So, you all have to click on the link and follow the steps which I will be guiding you through. Give me a moment. I hope everyone get the link. Please click on the link. You will get the gamification page. I will guide you for the further process.
नहीं नहीं आज नहीं रामनवमी यार राम का बर्थडे तेरा तो आपको पीने के लिए थोड़ी
All right. Deepak, if you can just mute the other participant, please, because I have shared the screen. I'm not able to do that here.
नहीं वो ऐसा कुछ एड में मेरे को दिखा वो टायर का वॉल का कैप जो है ना फ्लोरोसेंट कलर बहुत सारे कलर में आ रहे हैं वो
Just
टायर जब घूमता है तो पूरा फुल लाइन लाइक दिस ठीक है
okay. Sorry for the interruption in between. So I'm sharing the screen again. Deepak, will you please confirm if you can see the screen? Or
Yes, I
any
can
other
see
part?
the Novel Vista login page.
Yeah, okay. So once you click on the link, this is the page you will land on. Now, since you are logging for the first time, you all need to click on the sign up option. Once you click on the sign up option, it will ask you for the details, your first name, your last name, the email ID and session ID. So for today, the session ID will be 1784. You can also see it on the screen. If you have any queries, any question regarding the login process, please ask me in the chat box. All right. So once you register, I hope everybody is able to follow. For the registrations, you will need your first name, your last name, your email ID, and the session ID. The session ID will be 1784. Also, make sure you are signing up. You are signing up since you are logging for the first time. You will not have the email ID and password. That's why you need to click on the sign up option.
Pooja, can you share with me the session ID? I will put that in the chat box. 1784,
Yep.
right?
1784. All right. Once you click on the session ID and once you sign up, you will land on this page where you can see the live game section on the top side. Please give the thumbs up or confirmation that you have landed on this page. On this page, you can see leaderboard, live games, practice games. So you have to click on live games now. In the live game section, you can see one game, elevator pitch. So this is the AI based game which we are going to play now. All right, I hope everyone is able to follow up. So in this game, there will be a scenario. The CEO of the company is going to meet you in the elevator and the scenario is explained with the help of video. You can also read the scenario in the given template. So once you are able to understand, you have to give your input. You have to record your audio, give your answer. Once you record your audio, the novel Jane AI will give you the response and you will receive a proper feedback, your result through the Jane AI. Okay, so I request everyone to please take this challenge. And before taking this challenge, make sure you all are on mute, okay? So that there will be no voice echoing. Once you completed this challenge, please keep us posted in a chat box that you are done. Hey Satya, the session ID is 1784. Also, make sure you are clicking on the live games and start the game immediately because others are starting it. And once you start it, make sure you will be on the mute and submitting your response and wait for the result. Very well done, Shitish. We can see your response. So your result is getting analyzed and you got good job over there. That's really great. We got one response. So the result analysis tab will be there. Please click on it and check your result.
Pooja, is it possible for you to share your screen so that others can also see what is happening at the dashboard level?
Actually, Deepak, this is like AI based games.
Okay,
That's
okay
why
then. Okay,
yes,
okay,
that's why all will get the result individually.
okay, no problem. Well, I can see in the chat box responses, some of the participants just joined in. Probably they are a little late. So,
Yes.
as we move forward, Pooja, would you suggest or would you recommend that we wait for other participants or everybody to finish?
Okay, so Deepak, you can continue further.
Okay.
And those who joined late, don't worry. Make sure you will have the login credential and this link handy with you so you
Mhm.
can play this session afterwards as well. The link will be valid, the session ID will be valid. Okay, you will also receive the credentials on your email ID. So you can play this game
Wonderful.
anytime further.
Great. I think that's a great opportunity for all of you, as Pooja explained, while you still may be playing. Maybe you want to do it or play it again in your free time. Because sometimes when we are doing live session in an interactive session, sometimes participants do not have time to place their responses in a short span of time. And basis on that, you are given feedback. By the way, the entire leadership gamification that you just played or maybe playing on our platform is based on this Global Leadership Excellence Program. And you can also keep a check on your leadership skills. So just a quick response before we proceed. How many of you are able to complete uh, the uh, the game? And just in case anybody would like to share any experience or any observation basis on your experience with the gamification, the AI based gamification platform that you just used. Some of you have completed, and I understand some of you may have technical problem. Anybody would like to share his or her experience based on the gamification that you just had? I think people are more comfortable typing their responses in the chat box. So let me read that what Amit is saying. Thanks for introducing this Gen AI scoring system to assess our skills. Yes. Can anybody tell me? I mean, while everywhere you see generative AI is taking over, there's a there's a plus point which actually distinguish it from the human intervention. Why this tool can be the great breakthrough in L&D interventions. And I'll share that perspective, why we want to consider and incorporate in our all programs. What Kshitij is saying, it shows pros and cons based on the assessment. Yes. So one of the reasons why we want to use AI, because when it comes to feedback, when it comes to assessment, irrespective of whosoever is assessing you, sometimes we cannot stop human biases. Do you agree that sometimes there are human biases in terms of feedback or the entire process that can be a hindrance of the entire process? And that is why when you are dealing with AI absolutely gives you unbiased feedback, because AI doesn't know you or your background. It gives you feedback and response basis on your inputs. Wherein I may have my own individual biases, I personally may not like you, and this may affect my feedback or my response when it comes to the overall assessment. How many of you would like to agree to this? Yes, no, or maybe? I think I have a chat box response. Kshitij is agreeing. And this can be a big hindrance for future leader as well, that as a leader, how can you stay unbiased? Eventually, this is a major element of the leadership development program as well. Anybody would like to say or comment anything on this? Well, I'm happy that most of you are responding in the chat box. I think Satyajit, you're trying to speak, but we're not able to hear. Now your mic is mute. I just wanted to check if you wanted to speak.
No, nothing from my side.
Okay. I just noticed on my screen that your mic was getting unmute. So I just wanted to check, but thank you very much for your response. So now let's get back to the program that we have. About this program that we have done, we understood the stats, the data that I just shared with you just a while ago. We understood that there is a scope of improvement and development, especially for existing leaders, and most importantly for aspiring leaders. And that's why we conceived this idea that we can come up with a global leadership excellence program, which in a way can help you prepare, to grab the opportunity for a leadership role in an organization as an aspiration. And if you're already a practicing leader in an organization, how you can further develop and enhance your competence and skills, especially in your leadership. So discover the global leadership excellence and stand out as a dynamic leader equipped with cross-cultural competency. Now, cross-cultural competency is the key word. I have a quick question for a reflection. What do you think? What is cross-cultural competency? Why are we addressing it here in this global leadership excellence program? And how do you think it is relevant in today's scenario? Any response from anyone? As a leader, how do you think cross-cultural competency can be useful?
Because since we are working in multi-service provider environment, this cross-culture competency definitely helps us.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point, and most of the organization are in favor of that, because now we are in the world of globalization. I think I have a chat response. Let me quickly read that. Sivai is saying to negotiate and get buy-in of the ideas from different stakeholders across the world. Yes, that is a great input. Thank you very much for sharing. So cross-cultural competency, dealing with diverse organization, diverse individual around the world is the key to success. And impactful communication skills with the Novel Vista, the top-rated training provider for more than 1,000 global companies in India and abroad. So this is what the essence of it. Let me give you a quick run through of this program. Now, I think broadly you have understood, we've given you a run through about the requirement, about the scope. I'm also going to give you step by step, what would be the course outline broadly we'll be covering here. Now, as an existing leader or as an aspiring leaders, what do you think? What are your key expectations from any leadership program? If you really want to develop or harness your competency and skills on leadership, what do you think? What would be your key expectation from the training provider or the certifying body as a key expectation? You can type in your responses, or you can just unmute yourself and share with us. Anybody? I think I have a chat response here again. How to become an efficient leader and excel in this role? Absolutely. I think this is one of the key expectations. But anything beyond that, what do you expect from a leadership program? Not only you will get a certificate which is globally recognized, not only you will be given the opportunity to network with different individuals around the world, not only you will be taught some of the best competence and skills which is required for global competencies and skills, not only you'll be given a platform wherein you can actually share your experiences and learn from other experiences, but other than that, what do you think? What would you expect from a leadership program? I think I have a chat response. Learn to articulate and communicate powerful ideas simply and influence people. Now, let me share something very important with you. And let me share why I am prompting all of you to share and speak up your responses. Because one of the biggest quality, one of the biggest skill, which is a highlight of any leader, is the communication power. Equipping leaders with tools to drive innovation, navigate change. Yes, these are some of the things that you would expect from this program. And that is the reason why we would want to give equal opportunity to all the participants who would like to make use of this learning opportunity through this virtual platform. All right. You can still think of it and share your expectation. Now, there are some specific learning outcome that you will be able to achieve by the end of this certification virtual program. Number one, you will be able to understand the key leadership theories and identify personal leadership style. Let me share with you, when we are working as a consultant, as an advisor with global organization, they reach out to us in terms of how do they interview leaders, how do they assess effective leaders. We tell them, in fact, we give them the tools of assessment. So in a way, we will also be in a position to share those assessment tools with you, which will in a way, in return, will help you to prepare for those interviews. One of the common question which is asked during the leadership interview is, and I'm sure all those who are already at a leadership role perhaps would like to agree, that interviewers are more interested in asking you about your leadership style. In fact, in a way, they wanted you to know or share whether you already know your leadership style or not, and how this can be applicable in a specific scenario. So this program will not only help you about leadership theories and best practices, but also in a way help you identify and develop your own personal leadership style. Then improve the communication skills and relationship development capabilities as an individual. You will also be able to lead and manage the high performing team effectively. You will be able to apply these strategic thinking and planning in leadership roles. It will support you to navigate the business related changes and drive innovation. I think one of you shared in your expectation that you really want to drive innovation, which is the need of the hour. And there is a lot more what we can share with you, but this is just a quick highlight of it. How we have actually designed the whole course curriculum is, you will be given study material, so that in your free time you can keep and use this as a reference. There will be mock examination for practice so that you gain your confidence before you appear for your final certification examination. There will be 8+ hours of live interactive session like this, wherein you can interact with us and clarify your doubts. Also, you will be given the opportunity through this virtual platform to collaborate and work with different individuals in different part of the world globally. Then exam registration assistance, case studies, soft copy, which can be useful for you in your real life scenarios. And there will be an official courseware from GSDC, which is Global Skill Development Council. So the process is very simple. Once we are through with this live webinar, you will be given a window, an open opportunity to get yourself enrolled for this program. You can attend 24 hours instructor-led training program. You also get to access the online assessment. You clear the assessment and you get certification. That's how the entire process is. Now, here is the big announcement I'm sure most of you must be waiting for. In order to get you certified for this Global Leadership Excellence Program, wherein we have about 98% success rate, and we have got more than 20,000 certified professionals already who have done these courses and benefit from this program. This offer is limited only for next 2 days, starting from today. If you register now, you get a flat 50% discount on this course. You just need to use a code which is on your screen, and that is LEAD50. And just in case if you require any assistance to avail it, feel free to get in touch with us and seek clarification. We have already been working closely with many of the organizations. Some of the global organizations that we have worked with, they have already benefited from this particular program that we have, other than the individual who participate in this virtual program. So this is a great opportunity for all of you, not only to become a global leader, but also get an opportunity to actually harness your competence and skills that is required for you to grow and develop your competency as a global leader.